So I have a quick little story for you guys before I get the apps turned on. You know, I've seen some things, you know, with drivers having multiple phones. I've seen things online. I think it was like in Miami where drivers had phones on their wrist as well as in their hands, like running multiple phones. We've heard about this. We've heard about rented accounts. But for me personally, this is probably the worst that I've seen. So me and my husband decided to go to Chinese food last night. My husband's been craving Chinese food. So I was like, okay, let's go have some dinner. And this is in downtown Portland. So, you know, drivers, people getting to-go orders come in frequently. The place is usually pretty busy, especially with like to-go orders. And it's not uncommon to see drivers come in there and get orders. So I'm sitting there and we're at the window and I look out the window and I see somebody with their delivery bag on their back and they pull up on a scooter, one of like the moped type of scooters, and they come in, check in, and their food wasn't ready. And I think they'd been in there probably around 10 minutes or so. Anyways, they finally get their food and they don't put it in their bag. So I'm assuming they probably had an order on them. It's not uncommon to have stacked orders. Well, they go out to their scooter again. The scooter's like right by the window where I'm sitting at, and I'm like, okay, this Chinese food restaurant has like a really good food. And as you guys know, ordering delivery is not cheap at all. So you have the cost of what you're purchasing plus the delivery fees plus the tip, and it really adds up. It's not cheap to order food. Anyway, so I'm watching this delivery guy and he doesn't put the food in the bag. What he does is he sets the food down on the floorboard of his scooter right by his feet. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, whoever's gonna get this food, because it was like, it's been cold out. It's like 35 degrees and the food's gonna get like frozen. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be some super unhappy customers. I know if I was the customer, I would not be happy at all. So he's about to get on the scooter and I see him kind of pause. He's like looking around, looking at his phone, and I'm like, okay, what is he doing? Takes off across the street, disappears, and the food's just sitting there on the floorboard of his scooter. This is not an enclosed scooter, as many of you guys know. It is cold out. He has like a full like ski mask on. All you can see is his eyes because it's cold out. Well, again, he disappears. Few minutes later, he comes back with a pizza in his hands. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this guy gonna do? Where is he gonna put the pizza at? Because he has obviously food in his backpack. It's a tiny scooter. There's nowhere to put this pizza. And then he has the food, the Chinese food, sitting on his floorboard of his scooter that's been sitting there for a few minutes already. And it's probably cold by now because again, it's cold outside. Anyways, he gets on the scooter and I could not believe my eyes, guys. I just could not believe my eyes. Gets on the scooter and is holding the pizza in one hand with his phone on top of the pizza for his navigation. So this guy has 3 orders, which I have no problem. You know, Ubereats will sometimes give us like triple stacked orders or double stacked orders, but he's on a scooter in 35-degree out weather. It's cold out. So whoever is getting the pizza, it's going to be cold when they get it. And whoever is getting the Chinese food, it's definitely going to be cold when they get it. And on top of this, this guy's safety, he's over there holding a pizza with one hand with his phone just sitting there. I don't know how he's gonna operate getting down the road without the Chinese food flying off. I guess he's gonna try to hold it with his feet, the person's pizza. It was just insane. Probably the craziest thing that I've seen. And it's cold out. Whoever is getting this food, it's going to be cold. I don't know if he was dirty multi-apping. I don't know if these are stacked orders, but regardless, the food, the Chinese food and the pizza was gonna be freezing cold. It's probably the craziest thing that I have seen. And I know if I was the customer seeing him roll up on this scooter in 35-degree weather with either my pizza or the Chinese food and then getting it cold, I would not be happy, especially with the money that people pay to get delivery. I order once in a while and it's a luxury. I don't have to get in my car and start it up. I'm paying for somebody to deliver it. I tip the drivers to deliver my food. So I know I would not be happy getting cold food, and I I paid some good money to get this food, I would not be happy, especially if you're hungry. And obviously if you're ordering, you're gonna be hungry. Just ridiculous. I could not even believe it. Let me know what your guys' thoughts on this is. What's the craziest thing you've seen when you guys were out and about? But this is probably the craziest thing that I've seen. I just couldn't even believe it. I'm like, how is he gonna get this food to the customer, a pizza in his hand on this little tiny scooter? It's like a moped type of scooter. It's one of the ones you sit on. Just blew my mind in the cold weather. But I'm gonna get these apps turned on. Let me know what your guys' thoughts about this is and what the craziest thing you have seen while out delivering. We're gonna see what the first order is for tonight, and hopefully the wheels will be moving tonight like it was last night. Last night was actually a good, decent night, so hopefully that will be the case tonight. It's actually not raining at the moment, which is a good thing because when it rains, it doesn't make the offers any better, so I'll let you guys know. All right, so we're starting the evening off with a decline. No surprise, $4.54 for 3 miles. Now, I did go into my opportunities again, and they were offering a $1.50 boost during a certain time period this evening, which I did sign up for. So that is included in this offer. It would have been lower if I had not signed up for it. Regardless, it's a terrible offer. It's for Walmart. I get a lot of these, and these are declines. Not even worth it. The pay is just ridiculously low, regardless of what the miles are. So decline on that. And then Grubhub is offering a mission tonight, and it says deliver 8 orders without skipping more than 4 and earn an extra $8, which is just not worth it. At least for me, I get a ton of bad offers from Grubhub, and most of the time it's silence anyways. If it happens, it happens, but I'm only accepting the reasonable, and like I said, I don't get a lot of Grubhub orders. Anyways, finally got a reasonable offer. It didn't take me very long after I got done telling you guys that crazy story of what I seen yesterday. DoorDash came through, $13 for 6.6 miles for Dicky's barbecue. We are here right now. They're usually pretty good, so we're gonna go in there and check on the order, and hopefully it's ready.
Pick up?
Yes, for Heather M. Awesome, thank you. Got the order. Order was sitting there right on the counter for me, which is awesome. Customer is 14 minutes, 7.9 miles. We're on our way. Hi Heather, this is Bree, your DoorDash driver. I'm at your gate, but I'm having a hard time getting in. I don't know if it's locked. Okay. Hi, sorry. I was trying to get in, but I'm not I don't want to break nothing. No, I'm sorry. Have a good night. You're welcome. So had some difficulty getting into the customer's gate once I found their house. They're kind of like in a cul-de-sac, and the GPS, or what looked to be, took us to the house back behind theirs. Anyways, found them, but I could not get into the gate, and I didn't want to go messing around because I'm having to, you know, look over this tall gate to try to get in. I just called her because there's like a press button, but it wasn't doing anything, and there's like a note with, you know, they have dogs and stuff, so I wasn't even gonna mess around. She came out in her robe, got the food, but yeah, it was one of those difficult gates. I don't know if it's locked on the other side or what not, but it was also dark, so thank goodness my flashlight was on me and ready to go because it was just pitch black. But we're gonna get out of this area. We're gonna see what else we can line up, and hopefully another good one will come along, keep these wheels to moving. All right guys, so I got 2 orders that are both good orders. So here they are. $6, 2.4 miles for Taco Bell, and it looked pretty busy at Taco Bell because I'd actually driven there. I was gonna take this order, but then this offer came in, $13.04. Now it is 2 pickups. I have to pick up at Baskin Robbins and then Killer Burger. It's for 5.1 miles, but the nice thing is it's for the same customer. So I actually went with this order and unassigned the Taco Bell order because it looked like it was busy in there. Don't know if the order was ready or not, just because the parking lot was full. I'm not sure about the drive-through. Let me know which one you guys would have went with, but I went with the $13.04 because I do got to pick up at 2 different locations. They both have a pretty good history of having the order ready, and it's dropping off to the same customer, and it's $13.04. So I am at Baskin Robbins. We're gonna go in there and check in. It looks like there's only 1 employee in there working. Hopefully the order's ready, but we're gonna find out. We're heading in. Just picking up an order for Justin G. Ubereats. Cool, thank you. All right, guys, got to the ice cream. He hands me the ice cream. There's like a chunk of ice cream hanging off of it. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank goodness I seen that. That thing would have melted in my hot bag and would have been sticky, and then other customers' food would, or a hot cold bag, because it is going to keep it cold. It's not going to just keep it hot, but just an FYI for newer drivers. But it would have made a big mess. So I'm glad I caught that and got the ice cream off the bottom of the bag. Anyways, we're going to go get their burgers at Killer Burger. 7 minutes, 2.3 miles. We're on our way. Yeah, Justin G.
For Justin G. Right here for you.
Cool, thank you.
Have a good one, okay?
All right, guys, another order ready. Love it when the orders are ready. We are heading to a house. At least it seems to be a house. I know there's some apartment complexes that have, you know, what seems to be a house number. Then you get there and it's an apartment. Only happens occasionally, but they did leave some notes not to knock or ring. And I've said this many times, but just for newer drivers, I don't knock or ring unless specified to do so in the notes. It is a leave it door. We're on our way. 6 minutes, 2.2 miles. All right, guys, got the order dropped off. Only thing is that where the pinpoint was, wasn't sure which house it was. Both potential houses were pitch black, and of course, you know, you're trying to figure it out, and it's one of those houses, sometimes the address, you run into these once in a while. Sometimes the address is like to the left of the door, sometimes it's above the door, sometimes it's on a post, so having to shine the flashlight to try to find out which house it is. Found it, got the order dropped off. They also had a sticky note by their door not to ring or knock, but of course I seen the notes in the notes that was left by the customer, which, like I've said, I won't do it unless they want me to. So all shall be well. We started off pretty good tonight, which is nice. This weekend actually has been pretty decent, believe it or not. Hopefully that's a good sign for what's to come, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys right here. Always so much appreciate you guys riding along with me, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.